The Last Leaf after O. Henry. Sue and Johnsy were good friends. They lived together, painted pictures, and dreamed to become great artists. They didn't have much money, but they were young and full of hope, and life seemed happy to them. One morning in November, Johnsy fell ill. She lay in bed and looked out of the window at the gray wall of the neighboring house. She was not interested in anything. She spoke less, and there was less hope left in her eyes every passing day. They found a doctor who consulted Johnsy. The kind doctor visited her every day. One day he said to Sue, "Johnsy's life is in danger. She has only one chance in 10 to live, and that chance is her desire to live. I'll do everything I can, of course, but I can do nothing without my patient's help. She is seriously ill, and she isn't interested in anything. If you can make her ask one question about her favorite food, clothes, or pictures, I'll promise you 1 chance in 5 for her. If she asks for anything to eat or to drink, she will live." Sue went into her room and began to speak to Johnsy. But she was not listening. She was looking out of the window and counting backwards. 12, 11, 10, 9. Sue looked out of the window, but she could see nothing there to count. She could see only the dirty yard and the gray wall of the neighboring house, with an old vine against it. There were only a few leaves on the vine now, and they were yellow and brown. "What are you counting, Johnsy, dear?" Sue asked. 6, Johnsy said. 3 years ago there were almost 100. It made me tired to count them all, but now it's easy. There goes another one. There are only 5 left now." "5 what, dear? Tell me." "Leaves on that vine. When the last leaf falls, I must go too." In the same house there lived an old artist, Burman by name. He was not a good artist. Sometimes he sold his paintings, but he never had any money. In the whole world he loved only 2 people, Johnsy and Sue, and he thought he had to take care of them. He thought that some day he would paint a masterpiece and they all would go away. Sue told him about Johnsy. "She is seriously ill. Her head is full of strange ideas. She counts the leaves on that old vine, and she thinks that when the last leaf falls, she will go too." Johnsy was sleeping when Sue came into the room with Burman. They went up to the window and looked out. For 5 minutes Burman looked at the vine. Then they looked at each other for a moment without saying a word. Then Burman went out of the room. During the night a cold rain was falling, mixed with snow, and a strong wind was blowing. Sue didn't sleep all night. In the morning Johnsy saw against the wall only 1 leaf left on the vine. "It is the last," Johnsy said. "I heard the wind all the night. I can't understand why it didn't fall. It will fall today, and I'll die at the same time." "Oh, Johnsy," Sue said, "think of me. What will I do without you?" But Johnsy didn't answer. Slowly the day passed. Every minute seemed to last for an hour. At the end of the day, the north wind came again, and it brought a cold autumn rain. It rained all night, and in the morning the 2 girls looked out of the window together. The leaf was still there. For a long time Johnsy lay quiet. Then she said, "I heard the wind howling during the whole night. Something has made that last leaf stay there to show me how bad I was. That last leaf has taught me to fight for my life. You may bring me a little broth, and later I'll drink a cup of milk." An hour later, she said, "Sue, I'd like to paint a picture." The next day, the doctor said to Sue, "Jonesy's life is out of danger now. You have won. Give her proper food and let her rest, and we'll be all right." A few days later, Sue came up to Jonesy's bed and sat down. "I have something to tell you, dear," she said. "Mr. Berman died of pneumonia in the hospital today. They found some brushes lying here and there and some green and yellow paints in his room. His shoes and clothing were wet through. Do you see that leaf against the wall? It isn't on the vine. Berman painted on the wall behind the vine. He painted on that terrible night when the last leaf fell. It is Berman's masterpiece."